The Christmas Sparkle. Once upon a time, in a small town situated among snow-covered hills, lived a little snowflake named Crystal. Crystal wasn't an ordinary snowflake. She had a special sparkle that could bring joy and happiness to anyone who noticed it. In the same town, there was a family, the Pips. Mr. and Mrs. Pip were hard-working parents who were always busy with their job, leaving little time for joy and laughter in their home. Their two children, Mary and Mike, often felt lonely and wished for more warmth and love in their lives. One chilly December evening, as the snowflakes began to gently fall, Crystal found herself floating down towards the Pips' home. She looked through the frost-covered window and saw the family sitting in the living room, each consumed by their own world of work and worries. Determined to bring a touch of magic to the Pips' lives, Crystal decided to work her wonders. As the family slept that night, she quickly danced around the house, spreading her sparkle in the most unexpected places. First, Crystal visited the kitchen, where she added a touch of magic to the ingredients in the cupboard. The next morning, when Mrs. Pip opened the cupboard to prepare breakfast, she found a note.
Cooking with love makes the food taste better.
Intrigued, she decided to involve the entire family in making a special Christmas breakfast. Meanwhile, Crystal moved to the living room and rearranged the furniture ever so slightly. When the Pips woke up, they found the room transformed into a cozy space with blankets, pillows, and twinkling lights. It felt like a winter wonderland right in their own home. During the day, Crystal continued her secret mission. She placed handwritten notes around the house with simple messages like,
I love you.
And
You are special.
each family member found these notes throughout the day. As the family gathered in the evening, Mary exclaimed,
Something feels different, but I can't explain it.
Mike nodded.
Yeah, it's like our home is filled with magic.
The family couldn't help but feel a warmth spreading through their hearts. Mrs. Pip looked up from her laptop and Mr. Pip set aside his work papers. For a moment, the family forgot about the business of life and embraced the enchantment that filled their heart. That night, Crystal decided to work her wonders in the background. While the family peacefully slept, Crystal called her snowy friends from the outside. With a gentle wave of her sparkling arms, she transformed the backyard into a winter wonderland. The next morning, as the Pips opened their curtains, their eyes widened with surprise. The backyard, once familiar, had turned into a magical snowy paradise.
Mom, Dad, come quickly. You won't believe what happened.
Shouted Mike. Mr. Pip, Mrs. Pip, Mary and Mike rushed to the window.
It's like a snowy fairy tale out there.
Gasped Mary, pressing her nose against the cold window. Mrs. Pip smiled.
This is incredible! It's like we are in our own little winter kingdom.
The family bundled up in warm coats, scarves and mittens, ready to explore the magical surprise waiting for them outside. As they stepped into the backyard, Crystal, high up in the branches of a nearby tree, whispered,
Christmas.
with a twinkle in her eyes. Laughter echoed as the Pips engaged in a lively snowball fight, built snowmen, and made snow angels. The ordinary backyard had transformed into a playground of joy, and the family embraced the unexpected gift of a white Christmas. After hours of snowy fun, the Pips gathered in a circle, their faces rosy from the cold, but their hearts warmed by the magic of the moment.
Dad, Mom, this is the best Christmas ever!
Exclaimed Mike, his eyes shining with happiness.
I don't think I'll ever forget this Christmas.
Whispered Mary. Crystal, still perched in the tree, whispered down.
And I'll never forget the joy of seeing your smiles.
The family spent the rest of the day sipping hot cocoa by the fireplace, sharing stories and enjoying the warmth of togetherness. As the day came to a close, they gathered around the Christmas tree, its light twinkling in the cozy living room. Mr. Pip looked at his family and said,
I think we've been touched by the true spirit of Christmas. It's not just about the decorations or the gifts. It's about love, joy, and the magic of being together.